Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I'm Magpie, shepherding you in to this long forgotten tomb.
Yay. Now I can
Woohoo!
sleep here for all of time.
Yeah, I'm ready to go back to sleep, yeah.
I'm sorry, you've only got it for the next 30 years. There's a redevelopment plan, and they're gonna move the cemetery, which seems sacrilegious, but apparently they do it all the time. But anyway.
Final resting place brackets, kinda.
Mostly.
I don't know whether that's better than, like, just paving over it.
Yeah.
This is an anime podcast.
Yes.
It is. I'm Blackle. I mentioned last time that I'm a gourd this month, and I'm slightly more moldy now.
Uh-oh.
Just a little sunken in.
Has
A little
anyone
sunken.
maybe like painted you or carved a little
I'm
chipper
like
little
not
face?
I'm not even like I'm just a gourd in like a field.
Not even a pumpkin.
Not even a pumpkin.
No.
Like a squash or something.
Yeah. I'm like a wild squash in the forest that's just like is growing there for some reason.
A magical.
Magical squash. That is also moldy.
Yes. I'm Joey, and I'm not moldy this week. Hello. This week I checked out that live kaiji adaptation they're making.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit.
Only one episode. It seems okay so far. I've heard that it gets whack towards the end, but I'm talking about Squid Game, by the way. Oh, I should have made that clear.
You probably should have led with that, given that there is actually a live-action kaiji adaptation.
This is the new live kaiji adaptation. This is the one that This is the kaiji adaptation that people have actually heard of.
God, what was the other one? The other one had fucking Michael
called,
Douglas in it.
Animal World, I want to say. Was that what it was called?
That sounds about right.
Baffling.
We should still watch that sometime. But anyhow, Squid Game weird. I'm gonna watch more of it. I've only seen like most of one episode, so hashtag one episode rule.
Did you do anything cool, Blackle?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I really did much.
Any anime?
I didn't do anything topical to the podcast. I just spent the weekend talking about the worst movies that we've ever seen and playing video games with friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say that I watched anything new or interesting over the last over the last week, but
well, that's all right. That's why we have the news.
We have to get into Bell sometime. That would be good.
Wait, is that out?
Yeah, it's been out for like...
It's been out for a bit.
For like a month, I feel
Black will go watch it and report back, please.
Or we'll watch it, or whatever. But,
yes, the news, though.
Let's get into the news. Sunrise has apparently decided to move their entire animation company into one building and name it White Base.
Damn.
Which, like, listen, I know that your entire identity is Gundam, but that's some supervillain shit. It makes it sound like the building's gonna take off or something.
It's gonna take off, turn into a big robot.
Yeah, the fucking intro to the next series is just gonna be like, this could only be animated free from the shackles of gravity. To weight our hearts down.
Also, it's going to be starring us.
They're gonna become Xeon separatists or something.
Wild.
Alternative joke where somebody attempts to hunt White Base, but it's just a building, so just in one spot. They just have they just have a hard time finding it. They don't know the way around the train stations.
Meanwhile, in a building.
Let's see. Some strange activity has occurred on the Cowboy Bebop live action social media accounts.
Oh gosh.
Some
More.
some mysterious hackings have gone on,
Uh-oh.
which no, they're on purpose. Which leads some to believe that maybe a character that we thought was left out of that show might not be left out of that show.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
All right, all right. I
Nice.
specifically have an image that JoJo might understand, which somebody grabbed out of one of their video files.
Yes!
So
It's the face! It's there!
it's the weird emoji. I don't know if this means that Ed will be immediately in the show, but maybe.
Well, they're not
later.
immediately in the show anyways. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
it makes sense.
Maybe they'll show up a little later.
Yes! I'm so excited.
And last piece of not just a nice piece of news. Looks like Mob Psycho 100's gonna have a third season.
Whoa!
Yes!
They
Oh, we
had
still gotta watch the second season.
We gotta watch the second season, but they do have a teaser trailer, which I really should have watched before we started.
Yeah. That should have been pre-show homework.
But then again, I haven't seen the second season, so
Yeah.
maybe I don't want to spoil myself.
Yeah, you should. You save it. We got to get on that. We've been watching Riverdale, so we'll have
We've been watching Riverdale.
Exposing
I would
our shame.
I would love to talk about Riverdale, but this is not the place to talk about Riverdale.
It's not the place. We'll watch season 2 of Mob Psycho sometime and report back on that.
So,
well, I just finished downloading Bell on Crunchyroll.
Yes. Again, you gotta tell us what it's like.
I will.
Or maybe we'll watch with you.
I think we should just watch it.
Yeah, I don't want to watch it alone, to be honest.
Aw.
We're not allowed.
Yeah.
Well, we'll watch it alone too.
Push us out of the room.
Get out of here! I gotta watch it.
I need to enjoy it at my own time. I've been so hyped for this movie, you don't even know.
So let's reach into the Halloween treat bag. Place your hand into the darkened cavity of this plastic pumpkin.
Oh,
trick or treat, trick or treat.
Trick and treat.
And draw forth Rumiko Takahashi's laughing target.
Whoa! I don't know what that is.
You're gonna find out.
It sounds like a D&D spell.
Takahashi's hideous laughter.
Yes, exactly.
So, new Dead by Daylight killer?
Totally, they're gonna have to work out a deal with Rumiko Takahashi, and then they'll be bent over a barrel and have to give her the assets to make NFTs.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's an ongoing crisis in the fandom.
Yeah, they did make Pinhead NFTs or something.
Oh, I did hear about that.
Stupid. Anyhow,
what's even dumber is they didn't make them, and I'm pretty sure if I'm right about what's going on behind the scenes, they didn't really have any choice either.
Jesus.
I'm pretty sure the people who currently own the Pinhead IP were just like, hey, as a condition of using him, you have to give us the models and some codes, and they were just like, okay, and they're just like, NFTs.
That sucks real bad. Well...
And you're not going to be able to do anything about it on your end, because in a couple of months, we won't even have the property.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
It's reverting to Clive Barker. Anyway, let's talk about this shit.
Yeah, this show. This show was something.
Let's talk about Azusa. New DVD killer Azusa. It just fucking strangles you.
God.
strangles you with her
With
hair.
her hair, yeah.
Spoilers for the end of the episode, but
Yeah.
Let's get this blurb. We got
Yeah.
a blurb.
I
Who wants
do
it?
feel like we need to stop. I mean, we need to stop calling this an episode when this is the one and only.
This is just the whole. It was like
This
a
is just-
51, like a
This is
50.
video.
This is a
It's a-
45-minute movie.
It's October and I can do what I want.
Anarchy-tober.
Anyhow, I got this blurb. Yuzuru was an average teenager who had almost forgotten that he was betrothed to Azusa when he was only 6. Now arriving to claim what she feels is rightfully hers. Only Satomi, Yuzuru's current girlfriend, stands in her way, and with the mysterious and frightening powers that Azusa brings, Satomi won't stand in her way for long.
So, okay. So we could paint this in broad strokes, like usual. But
Yeah.
actually, the story is kind of so simple, and it's really more of an atmosphere piece.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
run the plot, like that summary
run that-
sums it up pretty well, but we can run down
We'll run it down really simply. I think the most important thing to note about this is that this opens on 3-year-old Azusa being missing.
yes.
Mhm.
And it's missing from her cot on the floor, which I guess is where Japanese toddlers sleep. I don't know enough about where Western toddlers sleep,
Yeah.
I don't. Who
but
knows?
they seem to live in a very traditional family in a really traditional house. So yeah, it's a futon on the floor.
Yeah, kind of in a rural area too. So
Japanese
I slept on an IKEA shelf when I was a toddler. Just
Japanese houses. Just as an aside, there'll be many asides, I feel, but
Mhm,
Japanese
for sure.
houses, especially in older anime and stuff, like traditional houses, seem so fucking empty.
They seem quite large.
Yeah,
There's so little furniture. It seems
they got a minimalism thing going on.
It's kind of haunting in its own way.
It's a little spooky, but also kind of cool.
I mean, yeah,
low-key kind of neat.
you got a lot of space if you want to do your fucking calisthenics or just lie down on the floor and think about being a failure. But
Can't be me. Embrace maximalism.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
anyhow.
yeah, anyway, Azusa is missing, and unlike many children who go missing, Azusa is missing because she is wandering somewhere beyond.
Somewhere beyond time and space.
Because she seems to be like playing in just a Lovecraftian landscape,
Uh-huh.
She's
is
just
really
giggling.
interesting because a child wouldn't be afraid.
right.
No.
They don't understand.
They don't understand enough to be afraid.
That's why we have to protect them from Lovecraftian nightmares.
And she does appear to. It's kind of vague, but she does appear to find a big thing that
Mhm.
changes her.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
she comes back wrong.
I like how impossible it is to describe that scene, despite it existing as.
It's such a simple scene,
It's a
visually.
Yeah, it's a toddler playing in this seemingly endless plain of what looks like inch-high water and just bizarre eroded stones
And, weird mist.
and just mist just moving in Junji Ito fashions.
Writhing
She's just
around.
going and giggling. She's having a good time.
And she meets an enormous strange stone that looks like a crouched demon from behind.
It does give her demon powers, though,
Yes.
apparently.
It does
Yeah.
grant her the strange red strand,
Uh-huh.
which becomes
Like
a
this.
motif.
It's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
But
Yes.
enough about that shit. We got to talk about Yuzuru and how he is
Yes.
a normal boy who looks like
He's a-
Amuro from Gundam.
He's a good boy.
He does look like a Gundam boy.
He does.
He's
A
a
little
little. He is almost entirely a bog standard 80s anime protagonist, save for he does not engage in kendo and instead chooses to practice Kyoto, which is Japanese archery.
Yes, it's very cool.
Which is rad as fuck. There's lots of cool archery scenes in this movie.
I was going
Lots
to
of
actually-
bullseyes.
I was going to actually ask you how accurate you thought the archery was animated.
The archery is textbook Kyoto. It's not what I do whenever I
Mhm.
pick up my bow, but it's like all the movements are very deliberate in that style,
Mhm.
and they're copied here excellently. So
I was going to say it looked like they did a really good job with that because I know in a lot of shows they do archery kind of bad.
they do it bad, and this actually does like it shows that you have to get the right stance going, and
Mhm.
it shows how much like almost all the power comes from contracting your back muscles instead of
Mhm.
your arms, and shows that off really well.
Yeah.
And
I
the
thought
whole
it was
point,
cool.
it's interesting, the whole point of like that art form, especially when it's practiced like by school students and stuff, isn't really even like accuracy or
Mm,
like practicing for like hunting or something like that. It's like a meditative art.
Yeah,
that's cool.
kind
So
of like
the
karate.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
sort of
like
more
karate
like
or
discipline than like fighting.
Ajutsu. The bullseye is the proof that you have perfected the form.
Nice.
That's I thought that was very cool. And yeah, it
Yeah.
hits sometime, and we should address this before we go on. We
Yeah.
watched this on YouTube because where the fuck else are you going to find a tape OVA from 1987?
Hmm.
Especially
This one had
the
some.
laughing target.
I think this one had some baked in VHS errors because it would occasionally just stop on a frame.
It was
Yeah.
Laserdisc.
Oh,
It wasn't VHS. It was a Laserdisc scan. They said so in the description.
that's interesting. I didn't read that
Oh.
much of the description. Well,
Yeah.
still, actually, Blackle, it may have been copied from the fucking VHS master to the Laserdisc.
Yeah, maybe the Laserdisc came like that. I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow.
Or the player was fucked up or whatever. But I'm sorry, my cat. I keep letting my cat in, and she just immediately comes back in. She wants me to follow her out, and I am busy. Um,
Hmm.
uh, so where were we? Yeah, Yuzuru is a normal kid. He's got a normal girlfriend. Um, they're cute together.
They're very
Yeah.
cute.
Her name is Satomi. Satomi.
Satomi.
Yeah.
There's only 3 characters in this show.
Yes,
Hmm.
like I think they only even like barely show other characters, and they have like maybe a couple lines each
Mhm.
max.
So
Yeah.
so Yuzuru and Satomi do archery practice, and then they walk home together. And he casually mentions that his fiance is coming in from the country, and she says, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And he says, "Oh,
You're a
it's my
high school
cousin."
student. Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we were betrothed when we were 6, but I don't believe in that shit because I wasn't even a person then.
Uh-huh.
yeah, and
I
he's
can,
right.
can I
But
just comment something about the way this is animated? Like, struck me that like this feels like they like. It feels like this could very easily just become like a live action movie because something about the way that like it was animated where they were walking on the side of the road and you could see the cars like pass between them and the camera.
mhm.
I thought that was
Mhm.
really cool, and also like the whole plot of this feels like an '80s slasher movie.
Well,
Yeah.
that's interesting because I really feel like it was Rumiko Takahashi's attempt to write one of those.
Oh,
Because
really?
this comes from a anthology of her earlier work. By the way, viewer and possibly people here, Rumiko Takahashi is
Mhm.
famous. She did Ranma.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
She
okay.
did Inuyasha. This
Oh,
is
wow.
this is this is a
Ah,
deep cut, but she released a anthology called Rumik World, which had a bunch of
interesting.
other shit and this in it, and it's all like early examples of her work.
Mm.
I now that you say who it is, I can see.
You can
Yeah, I
see the
can see
parts,
it. Yes.
especially when Azusa goes all fucked up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
She hisses at him. Her
Does a lot of
teethies.
she does a lot of hissing.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Anyway, oh God, what were we? Yeah, but yeah, like it's obviously her attempt at writing a horror comic.
Mhm. So yes.
Yeah, anyway, so he explains that, her mother died and she's coming to stay with them because, that's what families do. Uh, he
Wednesday
figures
Adam
that
looking ass.
she'll have forgotten about the betrothal. She
She
didn't
has
forget
not.
about the betrothal.
No.
She's based her entire personality around the betrothal.
Yes,
Yeah.
she has.
So what follows from there is A, she's never spoken to another boy.
Mm-hmm.
B, she immediately notices Satomi when they go to school.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
And
Tomi notices her too. She's like, "Damn, your cousin's so pretty," and he's like, "It's not like that."
he's just like, yeah. He's just like, yeah, she is. Oh shit, I didn't mean to say that. Oh god. So yeah. Oh, and C, she says, well, I have to make a plan to get rid of this bitch.
Mm-hmm.
To kill her.
And that's basically how it goes. She just haunts them.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
She starts off like kind of like easy, like, hey, stay away from my betrothed. And Satomi's just kind of like, okay, whatever. She's just mostly doing spooky, like, ominous staring at first, yes.
She does immediately break out the witch shit when she confronts her.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the most evocative scene in this movie, probably, is she turns the fucking lights off in the locker room, which, by the way, actually terrifying to consider in real life.
Extremely spooky.
Being naked in the locker room is probably the worst.
Uh-huh.
Like halfway undressed and last person in the locker room, and the lights go out and you hear the door open.
God.
Just like, oh shit, this is how I die.
Scary. But she doesn't seem like she's trying to kill her at first, is what I'm trying to get at.
She's not. And it really strikes part of this, which is I'm not exactly sure how down with killing anybody Azusa actually is.
Yeah, it seems like she doesn't entirely, like, she's not entirely herself anymore. But there's, like, still maybe, like, a sliver of her in there that, like, knows that that's bad.
Because, yeah, she does unleash the full hair floating, like crazy eyes, fangs shit on Satomi.
Then she holds back.
And she pulls it back.
And she's like, don't tell him about this.
Yeah.
Don't tell him I'm possessed.
But yeah, she leaves. Satomi is understandably terrified.
She immediately goes to tell Yuzuru about it when she gets dressed, goes out, and then she goes, "Oh wait, did I say
I can't.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck! Oh shit! Oh fuck! She's right over there, and then she isn't right over there, and she's like, "Oh shit! Oh fuck!"
So yes, then we have a scene where Asuza is walking home by herself, and she gets accosted by
greasers.
nasty troublemakers.
They're not even greasers; they're like ponchos.
Yeah,
they're the Japanese subclass of greaser.
Right.
Yeah. They are up to no good. They're
a herd of wild Kurabaras.
Yes. So they come at her to presumably do nasty things, and she has a flashback. This is kind of a theme in this show, is she keeps having flashbacks to like traumatic events.
Also, your childhood is blindingly bright.
Yeah. So apparently when she was much younger, she had been chased through the woods by these random boys, similar to this, where they were trying to do nasty things. And she does kill one of them with a rock.
Yeah.
She manages to hide for a moment, laments that Yuzuru isn't there to protect her, and proceeds to protect herself. Now, the first strike with the rock appeared to
Fair
disable
enough.
him.
Yeah. Like, he
It's
deserved the first one, for sure.
it's the repeated coup de grace blows afterwards.
Yeah. She just goes at it.
She did mash his head like a potato.
Yes.
So yeah, poor Azusa didn't really ever have a chance to be normal.
No.
No.
She just kept going through it, and that there's another flashback that we'll get into later in the rundown. But yes, so yeah, we have this flashback, and she kind of does a similar thing, except she now has advanced demon powers. She just what does she do to him?
She, like,
She
grabs
just fucking
his neck and like he starts popping like kettle corn. Like I don't know what she's doing to his
The
bones.
sound effects, the crunch noises that he
there's
made.
there's a lot of sound effects in this movie.
Yeah.
So she lifts him fully by the throat, and then there's just a series of chiropractor noises to indicate that she has broken the shit out of his neck.
Yeah. And then
what
we
are
see that
chiropractors doing to us?
The other
amazing.
dudes decide to book it, but I don't think they get away, do they?
No, they don't.
I don't know. Yeah, she gets him.
Long story short, we find out in this scene why she's able to get away with this shit. And also it does appear in the beginning of the movie is that she has like familiars.
Yes, she has just hundreds and hundreds of slugs that just kind of come and devour anything she kills
They
until
make an incredible
they disintegrate.
noise.
They
make
imagine
the same noise over and over again.
I thought they were rats
Imagine
at first.
That's what I was going to say. Imagine the stock rat noise that you hear in like every single old like media where they're just like, this is a rat noise. It's just like
It sounded to me like the noise of a startled guinea pig that you picked up without him wanting you to. It's just like
it's extremely high pitched.
It's
but anyhow,
very high pitched.
This is why I think she'd make a good Dead by Daylight killer.
It might be.
Skills.
He's got multiple things going on. It might be a pitched up pig. Come to think of it,
maybe. Yeah, I could see that. But yes, we see that in both the flashback and in this scene, they do just disintegrate the bodies until they're nothing.
So yeah, multiple murderess.
Yep.
Azusa manages to get out of that sticky situation.
Freeze frame. You're probably wondering how I got into this situation.
But yeah, she goes home, and then later she continues her
stalking.
She ramps up the stay off of my cousin fiance sort of bit. She goes to Satomi's house.
Oh no, that's after. There's the scene where there's the scene where they're in class.
Yeah.
Yeah, Satomi's just looking out the window, and the window helpfully explodes.
Yeah,
and and Yuzuru just like jumps down there. It's just like, "Are you okay?" And then they both look up, and she's just fucking staring daggers into them, and he's just like, "It couldn't have been her, right? That doesn't make any sense."
It can't be.
It doesn't make any sense, but it is what the conclusion that he jumps to. So, he puts the dots together a lot faster than I would say modern horror protagonists do.
Mm-hmm. He's just like, "That's crazy. She can't do that, can she?"
Is my cousin haunted? My cousin's haunted, isn't she?
What the fuck is going on?
Oh my god.
I don't think he jumps to my cousin's haunted, but he does jump to my cousin's responsible.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, this is true. This is true enough.
Another archery practice. Where they decompress a little. And as they're walking back, he stops in. He stops in in a classroom for some reason, and she stays outside, right? And they, for whatever reason, I don't know. They take their arrows with them.
Yeah, they just take him
Yeah.
home.
They just take them home. And she she's drawn away by something.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly clear what it is, but she actually even drops her backpack.
Yeah.
And she's drawn away into a side like library.
Yeah, what was it? Was a library, but it was like almost like a spooky hell library.
Is it?
I don't know if it was intended to be that way, but the way
Well,
it was
just dark.
it was dark, but it like
but she gets drawn over there to surprise, time to run into Sousa again.
Susan's here, and this time she's gonna haunt these arrows to hunt you down.
You helpfully brought the implements to stab you.
Yeah.
That scene was extremely spooky. I mean, she's just running through this library in the dark, and these arrows are just magically like following her and landing like directly next to her head. Which, again, we don't know if like how in control of these arrows. Like, is she holding back at all with those? Like, at this point, it seems like she's trying to be murdery, but
her form is off.
Yeah, she doesn't have the discipline.
She doesn't have the discipline.
So,
but yeah,
long story short, she does fail in murdering Satomi once again.
It would be kind of difficult to actually kill somebody with a target point on an arrow anyway. Also extremely painful.
I mean, I think that's the point.
But it's like inefficient. It's like trying to stab somebody to death with a butter knife.
Yeah, fair enough.
Don't want to think about that happening to somebody.
She does have demon powers, is all I'm saying.
Right.
But, anyhow. I think the next scene is where she, Azusa shows up at Satomi's house.
She does show up at Satomi's house and just murders her dog.
Murders her dog! Yeah. That's very rude.
It was a good boy named what was his name? June?
June.
Yeah, just murders him. Mm-hmm. And it's not even something they discover later. Like, the mom comes out and is just like, oh, God!
No, our dog!
My beautiful boy!
Oh, it's very sad. So, yeah. We have some more exposition not long after that, where we is that the point where it flashes back to
it might as well be
another flashback to her mother, because oh yeah, what happened is she comes home and she has blood on her coat. And Yuzuru is like, what did you do to my girlfriend? And he he grabs her by the throat and like pushes her down, and she has another flashback to I guess probably not that long ago, because she was her same age where
immediately before her mother's death.
So, her mother's quote unquote suspicious death. And her mother starts choking her because she reveals, she's
figured out that there's something wrong with Azusa.
And she's like, you can't live.
She's possessed as shit, and she won't allow her to take over the family name.
And she reveals that the slugs are hungry ghosts.
There's the spirits of the dead. And they are hungry.
Yes. So she's like, yes, my family line will end here. She doesn't succeed.
She's just like, I'm going to take one for the team. And she does indeed take one for the team, but it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, how did they even know that she died?
I don't know.
Probably missing, presumed dead.
Yeah, maybe. Again, they said mysterious or
they said it was. They said
strange
it was such an
circumstances.
unusual way to die, and that suggests that somebody
Yeah,
found
Maybe,
something.
Maybe she recalled the like she stopped the creatures after she
Maybe.
They
like,
found a
used,
fucking
like,
skeleton.
bones. Yeah, they're like, why is she a skeleton? Why,
just
that's
like, how
very
did-
unusual.
How did this even happen in this time scale?
She's just a skeleton now. How?
uh,
God.
so yes.
Wait, coroner, why are you writing natural causes? What's happening? There's just like one confused policeman.
It says natural comments and in brackets mysterious.
Maybe this kind of thing just happens all that time in that area, because like multiple children have been haunted by the same like weird statue. Who knows?
That
I
area's
don't know.
just been cursed to fuck.
Yeah.
It's just a fucking demon portal.
So yeah, we press on. She's got to go kill Satomi.
Mhm.
She leaves her room and goes. She's just gonna go to her house and murder her.
She's gotten to the chase.
Yes, Yuzuru realizes what's up and calls her to warn her, but
Because of
happened.
the exceptionally noisy fucking slugs tip
yeah,
Yuzuru
they
off.
woke him up.
So that something is happening.
He goes and he doesn't see anything.
We missed a moment where he looks through his old like.
Oh yeah, that's a
albums,
weird.
And she's like disappearing.
She's
Satomi
vanishing.
is disappearing.
Satomi's vanishing from all the
Why?
photos.
Like
It's
fucking
weird.
Marty McFly. It's very bizarre. It's a thread that's not really picked up in the story.
It's
No.
yeah.
Although it is picked up in the fucking credits stinger.
Yeah, in
she
the
just totally disappears. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
it's like,
What the
hello?
fuck, man? I thought they won.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does go to murder her, and Satome gets a phone call just in time to not be immediately murdered, but does just run into her in the
hallway.
foyer,
Yeah.
and just fucking books it out the door in her night clothes, which is like respect, no hesitation, just get the fuck out.
Yeah, no, that's the thing to do for sure.
There's numerous scenes here of Azusa being a scary possessed person.
Yes.
A lot of hissing,
lots of
slugs.
hair levitation,
teeth poking out, her eyes glow. Very
Looks,
typical.
To be honest.
I love the
honest.
aesthetics. That is kind of goals, isn't it? Anyhow,
Yeah.
but she does chase her down and summon the slugs.
Yes, the slugs
like,
begin to crawl all over her.
Bring in the slugs!
And then our fucking boy Yuzuru has his archery equipment, and he's fucking sprinted down here, and he's just swiping them off the bow.
Yeah, he's just bopping them.
Does manage to rescue her, and then draws on Azusa, because what the fuck else is he going to do at this point?
Yeah.
And then she tries to play on his heartstrings. She's like, "Do you hate me that much?" And he's just like, I don't know. You're scary as fuck, and you got slugs."
He's like, he is hesitating. He doesn't want to kill his cousin. Like, to be fair,
like nobody wants to murder somebody with a bow.
He's giving her fair warning, even though she did cover his girlfriend in slugs.
So yeah, he does have to take the shot. He only hits her in the arm. He has to take a fucking follow up. And hit her right there in the tip.
Yep, he gets her in the heart.
It doesn't even look like it penetrates that far, which might explain the next scene.
Probably doesn't. So she does she falls over, seeming to die. Blood comes out of her mouth and everything.
And the slugs disappear.
The slugs go back to slug hell.
Yep. I thought the slugs were gonna eat her.
I thought that was where it was going too, but no, they just left.
They did just
She's
go.
like, bye.
So he gets in close, and she is still a little bit alive. Or maybe
She's
like pretty good
she's
alive.
like, it
I don't
wasn't
know.
me, it was them.
It was them. It was
You
the
don't
slugs.
you don't hate me, do you?
Yeah.
Just long enough to fucking wrap her Medusa hair around his arms and neck.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Her Uzumaki hair.
Yeah, and she just goes full fucking Gorgon on them, and
yeah. Oh, what's the
until
girl from Part 4 JoJo's with the
Yukako.
hair? Yeah, she does that.
I have respect for Yukako. She's got a lot more control over the art form.
Exactly.
Whoops the shit out of people with her hair, but yeah, it has to be Satomi saving the day, because she does just fucking brain her with an arrow.
Straight into her noggin.
Brain.
Right in the
Brain
forehead.
brain.
She just grabs it and just rams it in as far as it'll go.
Yeah.
It goes like into the concrete, it looked like. Which is like, damn, you're strong, girl.
Yeah.
But that does seem to do the trick, because Asa says,
She does
just
basically melt.
yeah, she just the way that is animated when she like disintegrates is so cool and creepy. I love it.
It
was
reminds
very
me
cool.
of the last one we watched.
Yes, where with the dress.
Yeah. Not quite as competent, but yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, that red strand from the beginning floats away.
Yep. Flies away.
That's the whole thing I meant to paint in broad strokes, and we still covered every bit of anyway.
I mean, it's really hard not to get into like some of the little bits.
Well, yeah, that's the sort of thing we should really be discussing, like after we hit
True.
that. Speaking of, so things I quite liked. Any scene where there's a fucking turned on the witch energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
She brought the energy. They did a good job with it.
I really liked there was the musical choices for this were interesting.
I just want to see the ending song kind of fun.
I loved the lyrics for both of the songs, where there was like a song like kind of towards the beginning-ish, where they're just like, danger.
They're just like, be silent, can love be dangerous?
Yeah. And I was like, ooh.
I like the lyrics. It was just like, of course, any chance encounter could be. It's just like,
yes.
Yeah, pretty good. I like the
music itself does remind me of the first, and this comment is only for me, but the intro music does remind me of the first level of Time Splitters 2. So take that what you will.
It's got
all right.
I quite liked the leitmotif there. It sounded kind of like dreamy.
Yes.
And yeah, I didn't actually look at the lyrics for the end credit song.
It was very like you're in like you're in a bar and everyone's smoking and this person's on stage, like that energy.
It's a little haunting.
Little jazz bar energy.
Exactly.
Oof. There's the boldness of like 80s anime to just put a full ass song in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which isn't something that's like ever done anymore unless it's a musical.
I appreciated it. It was fun.
Didn't House do that a couple of times too? Or they just put a fucking song in there?
I can't remember House. House was too bizarre to...
This is a lot to process with my human brain.
You need like a second viewing of House to understand what the fuck's going on.
No, this is going to be incomprehensible because no one ever has seen House.
Actually, I have to say, a fucking lot of people have seen House, and everybody tends to think it's a lot.
Fair enough.
If you haven't seen House, dear viewer, please watch House.
Japanese version. We're talking about there is a movie called House that is American, It is much different energy.
It's
Very
cool
different.
too, but
It's also good, but in a different way. Anyhow, back to this one. I liked the way they animated the tears. They were very sparkly.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And
I
I also liked the way they did the like the petal blossoms or whatever falling.
there was always shit falling.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
it was petals or snow or
Yep.
whatever.
It was very good atmosphere.
Alien mists from the other
Mhm.
side.
Yes, yes.
I did enjoy just like it felt really like grounded. Like it, like I said, it did feel like you could just make this a live action like slasher movie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I would watch it.
Also, would anyone watch the second episode of that?
Yeah. I guess that would just be the other stuff in the anthology,
Yeah.
True.
which is I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
probably, maybe.
One of these just looks like a prototype for Inuyasha.
I mean, again, this had an Inuyasha energy. Like,
Mhm.
this could have been an Inuyasha demon. Like, that was just in there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But
Rumiko, I think Rumiko probably did archery when she was in high school. Now that I think about
that
it,
makes a lot of sense, actually.
That
it is a
makes sense.
recurring theme in her
It
work.
is.
Also, why this is named Laughing Target.
Oh, that makes a
Uh,
lot of sense now.
it
It'd
was
be funny
clever.
if she always wanted to do archery, but her like school didn't have it. And like this is just her processing those
She just
feelings.
keeps obsessively researching archery so she can do it perfectly.
Living vicariously.
Mm-hmm.
Through art.
So, did we like this movie?
I enjoyed it.
I quite liked it. Yeah.
Like, how does this go as grimy OVAs?
I felt I felt like it. Someone's going or have already used this footage in like a witch house music video. So
probably.
like,
This
yeah,
one,
very grimy, very good.
this one, as compared to the last one we watched, gave me a lot more like nostalgic feelings, and maybe that's just because I liked Inuyasha, but like the animation like was like super cozy to me. Even though like okay, the art style could be a little funky in places. I
It's
will
a
give it
little
that.
rough.
Yeah,
It's a little rough.
especially
Sometimes
backgrounds.
people's eyes were a little far apart sometimes.
But it in a charming way that like I enjoyed. So I don't know.
I think
I
there's
like
something
that.
to your nostalgia here because right when the end credits started, I was like, I kind of want to watch Full Metal Alchemist again for some reason. That was
like
my
this
first
feels
thing.
like a movie that I would have watched when I was 10, and I'm cozy on my couch, and it's no one else is around, and I have you know what I'm saying, like
You've rented
it's
something
cozy.
fucking weird from the video
Yes,
store.
it's cozy, and I like that.
Yeah.
I found it to be like to drag a little bit sometimes, but
It was a bit slow.
I could have I could give that a pass because it felt like they were doing it to build the tension, and I can respect that.
Yeah, to be eerie.
But I can understand how
well, the parts I'm talking about dragging didn't really build any tension.
Which
There was-
parts are you talking about?
I'm talking about it's just like lingering in like shots that wasn't really necessary,
Mm.
And
Fair enough.
Not in the scary
Not in
parts.
And it's not in this animation has hitched way either.
Yeah.
I could get that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was good. I liked it.
Yeah. If your betrothed from when you were 6 years old has come back to menace you with their supernatural powers, you can tell us about that at oneepisodecast@gmail.com. I mean, we can't help you, but
I don't think you should, because then we'll just become a target. So I think you should keep that shit to yourself.
oh no, that's fine. I have a shotgun.
All right.
Yeah,
Forgot
these
about
ones
that.
do seem to not be immune to pointy things.
Uh-huh.
Did you
I'm just
did you say the email?
I did say the email.
This is oneepisodecast@gmail. Oh yeah, one the word, not the number. We're also on Twitter. Jesus.
I said something in between, and it
You said
completely
something and it
destroyed
cut
you.
me off. Why would you do this to me? Betrayed. Betrayed.
Jail for Magpie for 1,000
Jail
years.
for 1,000 years. Yeah. Tweet us. We're there.
Uh-huh. I'm just imagining them like adapting this to like to American like an American TV show, and they're doing like sharpshooting.
Stop
instead of
it.
archery.
Cut it out.
You know, this would work really well as like a modern horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I feel like that.
it
I feel
could
like
be
that
fine.
would, you know,
Because
I'm
there's-
just, who would I cast in it?
Our Laughing Target fan cast live.
Do you think we could
No.
cast? Do you think we could cast the girl who played Cheryl from Riverdale?
Stop it. She does have impeccable energy, doesn't she? Yeah. She's the hair girl in this one. We gotta get out of here, y'all.
Yeah.
This is falling apart. Join us next time for the final descent.